The music industry is driven by many, many things. And one of the things that we're trying to do here in this space, that we're doing, is we're exposing you to the different aspects that the singer alone or DJ alone cannot survive. When you hear a finished product, you're hearing the works, especially if it's a hit, you're hearing the works of a brilliant engineer. The person who records the music, records the voices, and oftentimes that person mixes, puts everything together, and that gives you an excellent meal of music, a musical feast. And I am overwhelmed because tonight I have the honor of talking to one of my brother them, one of my brother for life. I love this young man. I'm a brother, love him. But also a genius. You know, we throw that word around a lot, and they're not gonna like me to call him no genius. But he has done projects with the great Sly and Robbie. He has won 3 Grammy Awards, as far as I'm aware. He's worked with Beenie Man, Bounty Killer, Sizzler, Gwen Stefani. No, I can just keep going on and on, but I'm gonna have him tell you about his brilliance. Please, we'd like to welcome to Jamaica Celebrity Talk, the one and only, the genius, the boss, Rory. Rory, we know you don't like the intro there now because I know you. You know, why me say them things but the truth. Well,
Me I said, sorry, me lad, boy, me can't tell you I'm shy.
no, but the truth, boss, and the truth, and the truth. Everything we just said, yeah, the truth.
Thank you for having me, Peter. One love, man, all the time, all
Pleasure.
the time. And
They
make
don't say a
Aisha
long
know,
time
say,
we know each other.
you have to tell Aisha, say, I'm me the person who say, yes.
Shy hear you, shy hear you. I just
Her
did it
know.
laugh. Rory, uh,
What's up?
why engineering? Why, of all the things in the sphere of entertainment, why did you decide to become an engineer? And what was those first couple of years like?
Wow, you know, the funny thing about it, I didn't decide it, you know, it just kind of happened. I
Hmm.
just kind of end up at the right place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time and
Yeah,
see something glamorous and say, I want to try this thing because it has some pretty light I run up and down on it, you know, the mixing board
yeah,
and
yeah.
the lights them I run up and down. I'm gonna say, hey, I want to know how them lights work, you know. So that's
Where
what
was this?
actually
Where did this happen? Where did this happen?
it was at the mixing lab. I was 18 years old and I got introduced to the mixing lab. First of all, my sister played an important role because she had a friend
Mhm.
who became a friend of the family. And he took me there one day and I saw the pretty lights and I just decided, hey, what is this? I want to know what this is. And him said, this is how music work. And I'm like, how music make? And him say, yes. And I say, I want to know music make. And that was it, you know. It wasn't something that that was planned like most people say, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a DJ. If I'm born to do
Mhm.
music. I was just placed there and the Lord had his way and had his direction for my life and him just placed me there and everything just become formal.
So, okay, a lot of people who get into the game are the onlookers. They don't understand that music is a combination of many talents. When you get a record, one song is several talents that put that together, and you perhaps
Exactly.
important thing. When you okay, so to become an engineer, how does this work? Do you go to a studio and say, I want to learn the craft? Tell me the process.
There are many ways, you know, we do mixing lab had internship. So I got an internship at the mixing lab.
So you
And from there,
approached, so tell us exactly what you did. You went to
um,
and say, I want to do this.
well, they took me there. The friend took me there, and it was a Sly and Robbie session. And I said I wanted to do this, and every day I would call him to go there, and my sister make sure that him set it up for me to go there. And the first day I went there, it was Sly and Robbie. Him say, "Hey, Sly and Robbie, this is my nephew. He want to learn engineering," and him say, "Okay, make him come." And I started to go there every day, and from there I started to study and practice, learn the art, read a lot, and eventually you got hands-on experience that became the thing. You know what I
Were
mean?
you paid? Were you paid initially?
Paid? No, sir. Pay what? No, sir. Uh-uh. They not pay. No, sir. You know how long it took me for me to see the first dollar? No, man. You
Uh,
just, boy.
How long?
And
How long it took
because,
before you got paid? How
oh,
long before
Lord,
you?
about 4 years.
4 years. So,
Yeah,
so,
I
so
know.
Rory,
About 3 years. About 3 years.
but,
Let's take off one.
but,
About three.
but you really must have fallen in love with what you are doing.
I didn't even, the money wasn't an issue, right? It is
Mm.
more, I wanted to be there. I want to understand what was happening, the whole process. So I wanted to understand the process. For me to get an opportunity to get to know the process was just enough. I remember in the summertime, I would, when the sun comes up and my mother going to work at 7 o'clock, I am at the mixing lab. And when my
Mm.
mother leave work at 10 p.m. in the night, she picked me up at the mixing lab, right?
Nice.
So I was exposed to the Shaggy Robert Livingston session. I was apprentice on that session. Then it became
Mm.
the Sly and Robbie session. I was apprentice there. And then in the evenings after Sly and Robbie finish, I was not no longer apprentice. I was the person around the board working with the people who Roy Francis gave free time. I know engineer wanted to do their work because there was no money involved. So
Right,
I would
right.
do those work to practice,
Mm.
right? So it just goes
So
on.
explain to the people who are watching and who will be watching in the coming weeks, what exactly does an engineer do where recordings are concerned? Because some people don't understand that process.
Okay, well, there's different levels of engineering. There's a recording engineer. He records the sound, right? He understand what sound is. He records sound. There's a mixing engineer. He mixes sound. And there's a total sound engineer who
Mm.
understand the frequencies, how to set up a studio room, what frequencies go where, what equipment give you that sound. Is a whole, it's three different type of engineers
Right.
basically.
Mm.
Fortunately, I have all three caps, thank the Lord.
Right.
I was able
Mm.
to learn all three caps. But our job is really to a collection of sound, put it together to perfect one recording. Right?
Right.
That's practically what it is.
Nice, nice. Now, so your first 3 years, you're an apprentice, right?
Yes,
Um, and being an artist myself, because we work together, you and I did work
yeah,
at Sing Lab, right? And that's how we became brothers, really.
yes.
I think I'm trying to remember, I was recording, it might have been Oh My Darling, and Balby was doing the session and you came in. You probably won't remember. Balby
I
was doing,
remember.
and then he brought you in. And that's really how we met. Them time they me Marga and you Marga. So them understand how long ago it
And I was excited because this is some fella. It was a role model for me on TV. You were on Morning Time, so
Yeah, I
you were a
remember
role
that,
model. I always wanted to be like Peter Lloyd, and I
yeah.
remember, I remember you were on that television sitcom, that television series.
Yes.
Yes,
Sergeant
man.
Charge. Sergeant
Yeah, no, not Sergeant Charge. The other one,
was
the other one we
um
have the hospital thing in it. Like them film it in a hospital area. I don't remember what it was,
oh, I know it's
but
one. The thing on ABC network. It was a TV
yeah, there
called,
is a TV series.
yeah, I can't remember it. I've done a lot of films, so I don't really
So,
remember.
and then you were on if it's not, it's got to be Geddes to be good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The light check, remember.
When I saw you in the studio, I was like, this is the person I saw on TV,
Mm.
And then I hear that you're born in February, and I'm like, this is a role model. So right there, you
February,
became a role model.
January 29th. January 29th. Aquarian, but
Yeah, man.
yeah,
February 5th. Big up.
yeah, remember, man, remember. Okay,
Yeah.
so those first years as an apprentice, how were you treated
Oh,
by
wonderful.
and everybody?
Wonderful. I was disciplined for one. I was a textbook guru. I read
Mhm.
a lot. I was always studying. And the treatment from Roy Francis was exceptional. It's always, oh, make Rory do it. Oh, Rory there, because Rory's always there. The treatment from Sly and Robbie was magnificent. I'm still here with them because they took me on as apprentice and carved me, like
Yeah.
you carve wood, you carve me out of wood to suit your type of music. So I became their sound, right? For all the others, Robert Livingston, Clive Hunt, it was a school. You understand? It was a school. I have no regrets. There's not one down period. Only one down period I have, but I don't want to talk about it still, But
No, talk about it. Just don't mention the person. Talk about it. Don't
I
mention the person.
I got a little bit too knowledgeable for a producer and making suggestions that was the right suggestions, but at the time, him never want a little apprentice engineer to be making the suggestion to make him look small.
Right.
So and I get a right across my face, and that kind of opened my eyes,
Yeah.
and I understand the role of an engineer from that day.
Wow. Wow. Oh, Nadira X says, I actually met Rory at Mixing Lab as a young artist, Nads. At the time, I can tell you, he was one of the kindest individuals in the room. But
Big up Nads. You know, long me I look for her. How you find her? Big up Nads.
no, so you are not you have mastered the craft. Let me say this, people.
I'm still learning.
But this is why you have mastered the craft. The fact that you know that you have more to learn. You get what I'm trying to say to you. People, one of the biggest tracks I have anywhere we're going in the world is a song called Gold Digger. Every time you call me girl, you want, and let me tell you something. This gentleman, I mean, in fact, I called Rory and said, Rory, I want to record this rhythm. And Rory said, the rhythm is a year old. I'm saying, I'm busy. Send me the rhythm. And the rest is history. You mixed it down, the song became massive. No matter where we go on planet Earth. That I want some I have to sing, God, people are gonna vex. And big up to you, sir. We have done several other projects together. So you were molded, you said, by two of the greatest human beings in the music sphere, Sly Dunbar and Robbie Shakespeare. You went on the road with them. What was it like? What has it been like? Because you're still working with them, working with these two remarkable individuals, two people that I love also, two great brothers.
What it is like, you have to keep creating. That's the first of all. These are two people who stand the test of time in music. They're always trying to create something new, fresh thing ahead of the game. Sometimes too far ahead of the game. That's the truth. Sometimes they are 10 years ahead. But with them, you have to be creating all the time. There's no time to be comfortable. You have to be hungry, right? Their successes teaches me how to be humble, for one, and how to always treat everybody with respect, no matter who it is, and be hungry all the time. Every work you approach is my boss work, right? When Sly look at me a few weeks ago and say, hey, Mr. Baker, I say, when me boss, and this me I go do, I'm like, when your boss.
Living legend.
Yeah, them have that mentality. But I must give credit. I'm not only molded by Sly and Rabina. I am molded by some great musicians. Great. A few of them were lost. Rest in peace, Nambo Robinson, Bonnie Brown, Dalton.
Brother Nambo.
Yeah, man, for rest in peace, Tootsie Bird. I've learned from all these people. They call me young legend because I'm the youngest among these legends, right? And I was grateful to have the knowledge of the past, the present, and the future, so I'm grateful for that.
You're still a very young person, and you have acquired 3 Grammy Awards.
Oh, Lord.
Now, people don't understand this process.